What's going on, everybody? This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show. I hope you all have been having a fantastic day. We are going to have Tim Ord on in the second segment, quarter past. We're going to have him on quarter past, so I guess in the third segment there. Let's take a look right now what we got going on. The SPY trading up 0.32%. Man, quite a volatile day, honestly. I mean, you've had some serious movement after you made the high of the day at 567, around 110. You've just been kind of coming down. You're bouncing off kind of that local low right here. I think there's just so much uncertainty with everything going on with the tariffs, and we're going to see what happens. There is some conversation, I guess, that Canada might be kind of acquiescing a tad, but of course you're getting conversation as well that the Chinese are reaching out to the Europeans to see if they can, make some kind of deal to resist these tariffs. There are tariffs being threatened on the buyers of Russian oil. I guess the deal between Trump, Putin, and Zelensky is not going as smoothly, I think, as people had anticipated. And then, again, you get conversation around some kind of union or at least cooperation between the East Asian countries, right? Which is going to be Japan, South Korea, China, which is very unique given their kind of history. But I mean, you're seeing now, even in the SPY, you are coming down a little bit here. You're up about 0.26% right now, trading at 562.44. Your composite is trading up 0.38%. The Dow Jones Industrial is trading up 0.19% at 42,070. Those Russell futures are somewhat strong here, up 1.07%. Taking a look at the 10-year, I mean, your yields have really been kind of coming down, right? And this is what people have been kind of wanting within the Trump government. I mean, you're trading right now at nearly 4.2. You had a low yesterday of about 4.15, which is pretty impressive. 4.11. And, I think a lot of what this is some of these bigger guys kind of pricing in the potential for a recession, right? Of course, you're getting some kind of conflicting news coming out of New York and Atlanta Fed. Atlanta Fed is saying they're seeing a contraction in GDP at 3.7%. New York Fed staff is seeing, what is this at right now? 2.86. It's just there's too much uncertainty right now to be 100% certain, right? But I think you're seeing a lot of stressors going on. People are becoming very late on their car payments, on credit card payments. You have the Dollar Tree CEO that people are just completely stretched to their limits right now and just buying the absolute basics. And you'd anticipate a company in their position going for that niche to do quite well in this circumstance, and you're not necessarily seeing that. Of course, you have Target is seeing significantly lower foot traffic. Now, there could be a lot of reasons for that, right? I think some people are upset with them politically, but I'm not sure that's really the main driver. Of course, you get a lot of people buying online nowadays as well. Let me see here. What is that? TGT? Trading up 0.96%. But yeah, you've just been pretty low for quite a while there. It doesn't seem like it's getting better for them either, especially with contracting foot traffic. But I mean, it seems like, these, and I remember a few months ago, you had Elon Musk saying, buy the 10-year. Of course, Bessent's been talking about it, trying to figure out ways to make that more attractive. I still get concerned with the idea that price inflation continues, even if you get, GDP contraction. What do you do in that circumstance, right? So I think the answer is nobody really knows, and this is definitely going to be one for the history books with everything considered, especially with the tariffs. I think this is going to be very fascinating. He's going to be speaking about 4 p.m., so we'll see what happens there and how the market responds. I think it's a little, kind of froggy to be moving up today. You're on very low volume on this movement to the upside today, and we still have an hour left, a little bit under an hour left. So, yeah, very tough stuff. Take a look. You have Lucid trading off 5.14%. I don't know, again, what changed with that thesis. I mean, it is trying to close a gap, right? So you might get some kind of sell-off there. And then we look at Tesla, up 4.43% on worse than anticipated sales. I think they were anticipating, a lot of analysts, around 377. Then you got 337, that's deliveries. And then productions were also markedly lower as well. It's about a 13% decline with deliveries from a year ago. See, in the first quarter of 2024, they reported 386,000 deliveries in production and this is the crazy one, is the production, right? Of 433,371. Now, you have something that kind of muddies this entire thing, which is that they were switching over their factories that they could build these new Model Ys, right? So it remains to be seen. I think the real story of what's going to happen with Tesla is going to become a little bit more apparent in the coming weeks, right? Do more sales for these newer Model Ys come out? Does production ramp up? We're going to see what happens. At this point, if you're not in a certain position, at least for me, right? I mean, I think the price target of 180 kind of makes sense, even considering and baking in the kind of growth that they might have, because DCF doesn't really give you a super solid price point that's anywhere near this level. Again, this is a ton of volume to the upside today. On this kind of news, I think people are relying on the growth in the energy sector for Tesla. I don't know. Again, this is starting to get just completely divorced from fundamentals. And until you get another total scare of liquidity, I could see Tesla continue to go up. I think there's a psychological level, right, for that 300. But, this thing needs to kind of get to that point. If it doesn't get that energy to close up at that 295 area, that's a little bit tough. You're getting kind of lower lows around this level. You're not getting as much, movement to that upside. And again, we're up 4.62%, but this is like consolidation patterns here, right? And the volume to the upside is pretty strong, but it can't seem to break free yet. So we'll see what happens with that. I still think it's a little bit beleaguered. It seems like Musk's time at Doge is going to come to an end. I think that was something that was settled. There's something with him not necessarily being in the government. He can only work for a certain amount of time. And so he's coming off that, which I'm assuming is probably what's really giving this equity a boost right now. But I'm not sure that changes anything. Folks, if you stay right there, we'll be right back.